animals and how we take care of them and make sure that they're healthy and safe. So everyone, make sure you have paper.
Pet name is Casper.
Oh, and what kind of animal is he or her?
It's a boy. And he's a dog.
Oh, so a dog named Casper. I like it. Thanks for sharing, Victoria.
My favorite animal is a bunny. And I like bunnies because their ears are very long and their faces are cute. And they also like
That is so cute.
And they also like it when they hop around.
Right. And so that the answer is a veterinarian is someone that takes care of animals and they find out what's wrong with them and help treat them. So it's kind of like an animal doctor, right? Maybe if you need an annual checkup, right? We all have to go to the doctor like once a year and get a checkup. That's kind of like what vets do for animals.
Sometimes the dog and stuff like that, then they have a broken leg and a dog or something.
Yeah, so if your animal has an injury, maybe it has a broken leg, maybe it ate something it wasn't supposed to eat, you might take them to the vet and they'll check them out.
Island's just another word for Earth.
Well, it can mean when we say something like we have to protect the environment, we mean the whole Earth. The worksheet and perform your physical examination. But before you do that, you're going to use your stethoscope. So you're going to use your stethoscope by putting it on your ears and then using the bottom part to observe your animal. You probably won't hear anything this time, but that's because that animal doesn't really have a heart and lungs. But this is good practice because that's one of the first steps that a vet would do when they're making their physical examination of an animal, right? Oh, Neela, I see you putting your stethoscope on. Chloe's got hers on and ready. So you can just observe your little stuffed animal with it. You probably won't hear anything, but you get to practice being a vet today.
The kids can look at for any pet at home that they should be looking at for health reasons. One of the things you want to look at is just overall, what does her coat look like? What is her body condition? And for her coat, is she dry and rough? Does she have any bald spots? This is actually where she's licking and it's stained from the saliva. And this is what you want to look at for your pet at home. And it's easy at your own pet to see them every day and to miss things that are slow and insidious coming on. And what you want to do is take that time once a month and really look at your pet and make sure that their health is doing well. Sandy's a great example of a nice lean dog. You can, with gentle pressure, feel her ribs. And actually you can feel this too. See how you can get in between the ribs a little bit and you're not searching and going, I know there are ribs in there somewhere. And from the side, you see that she has a nice little waist tuck right here where she goes up. She should have this. This is natural. She's actually at a perfect body condition and weight. And one of the biggest problems we have in our home patients is actually obesity. It's very easy to get caught up in just filling the food bowl and not getting out and getting.
We're going to talk about what we're going to learn tomorrow. So tomorrow we have a visitor. Miss Tiffany will be joining us. And Miss Tiffany is a zookeeper. She's also a conservationist. And so what that means is she spends a lot of time looking at all of the animals around the world and trying to protect them. And so sometimes that means protecting the environments that they live in. Sometimes it means making sure that they're taken care of well inside zoos. And so she's going to answer any questions that you have, but she's also going to talk to us all about the different animals that she's gotten to work with, all of her schooling that she did to be able to do what she does. And she's going to answer any questions that you all have.
It's nice to meet you. Here's a picture with me with one of my favorite animals. His name is Muelu, and he's a chimpanzee. So I am based in Knoxville, Tennessee. So I live in the South, all the way on the other side of the country from you guys. A little bit about me. I grew up in Cooperstown, New York, so on the absolute opposite side of the country from you. I'm the youngest of 3, and I was raised by my mom, and I have always loved animals. So where I grew up, there weren't any zoos for me to go to, but you can see that I was still involved with animals in other ways. So here's one picture on the bottom of my first time meeting a camel, and I think I've just been in love ever since. And I love school, as you've already heard. So I was a foreign exchange student, which means that I went all the way across the world, and I lived in Germany for a year. And ever since then, I have just loved to travel. I like to travel and see wildlife now and talk to new people and meet new cultures, and it's all very exciting. So it's things that I love to do. I studied zookeeping. So I went to school in Maine, and I worked with a lot of different animals. You can see this frog here and a red panda there. This is me just earlier this year in Africa feeding a little baby wildebeest. Here's me in Africa with a monkey. And then here's me graduating college. So next I'm going to study how I can help you guys love animals too. So I just love school and I love learning. All right, so today, the 3 things we're going to talk about. The first one is how can we keep animals healthy? And that's what we're going to spend the most time on today, because I know you're all learning about veterinary science. So if you want to be a vet someday, pay attention. The next thing is, why are zoos important? So what are zoos doing to help keep these animals healthy and to teach other people about it? And then how can we help animals? So I like to call it the 3 C's of zookeeping. Can anyone guess what they might be? Bring them up. So it's care, connect, and conserve. So we'll talk about those more, but basically we're just trying to figure out what the animals need. We're going to teach people about the animals, and then we're protecting the animals in their home. So I work with rhinos here in Tennessee. I want to make sure there's rhinos over in Africa too, where they're native to.